IVM.
So it's been another great week on IVM, where we try to get you the best podcasts that are around. This week on the Pragati podcast, we have management and mint columnist Karthik Sashidhar, who joins Pawan and Hamsani to talk about elections and voting. On Shunya One, we have Sameer Pittalwala, founder of Culture Machine, talking about streaming content online and at Creation Through Tech, his journey with setting up Culture Machine. On IVM Likes, we have Abbas, Janam and Naveen talking about the meme culture. On the Vishal Gundal show, Vishal welcomes Vivek Bhargav, CEO of iProspect to Communicate, one of the foremost digital advertising companies in the country. On Keeping It Queer, Naveen interacts with queer filmmaker Pradipta Ray, who opens up about what it was like to identify as trans in a culturally affluent household. On Who's Your Mommy, we tackle the weird advice literally everyone gives to new moms. On Cyrus Says, we have Gauri Devi Dayal, an ace entrepreneur responsible for starting several awesome restaurants in Bombay. On Sonology, a unique agony aunt call-in show, Sonu helps his listeners on how to potty train their dogs. It's been a great week on IVM, and we hope that you can check out as many of these shows as you can. And now, let me get you onto your show.
Hi,
You're
listening
to
IVM
Daily.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of IVM Daily, a show where IVM staffers talk about what's going around the world and what's going around in their mind. Today is a special 69th episode edition, and for that we have the hosts of one of our latest podcasts, Football Twaddle, to come in and talk to us. In the studio I have with me Saru.
What's up, Gaurav?
Baru.
What's up?
And Kumar.
Hey guys.
So these guys...
That could actually be like a dirty joke. What's up? What's up?
So, the reason I brought these guys into the studio today is because these guys on their show, on their podcast, are known for their banter. And we're going to be bantering with them a little bit on a kind of a serious topic, which is about the sex taboo in India. You know, people don't really talk about sex much, and if you talk about it in public, it's kind of looked down upon. So, Saru being the oldest over here, I want to ask you, how has it changed over the years? Like, how has the view on sex changed over the years from when you were a young kid to now?
When I was a young kid, no one spoke to me about sex.
Back in the day.
And then, but I had to tell you one thing. We had, I studied in a government school, so we had suddenly, one fine year, they said, we'll have sex education. And
I'm glad they said education after that.
yeah, they did. And in class 11, what they did was they had separate sex education classes for the girls and for the boys.
Oh, man.
But then our teachers they had no idea what to say. One teacher went to the extent of saying that, I think someone asked the teacher the question. They were talking about AIDS and everything, so they asked him, sir, do you get AIDS by kissing also? We knew the answer. They were just pulling the teacher's leg. And the teacher was like, yeah, you should kiss a lot. That was the level of sex education we actually received in school.
Oh my God.
Or maybe he really wanted the kid to die or something. You should kiss a lot and die. Just get off.
He went to the extent of saying that, over a period of time, if you swallow 1 liter of saliva from the other person, and
saliva.
If she's
Are you sure he said saliva?
Yeah, and if she's infected by AIDS, even you will get it. That was the
1 liter of saliva.
I don't know where he picked up such random numbers.
Was he from Mantralaya or
He was
something?
an economics teacher.
Was this conversation happening in the chemistry lab with a beaker in front?
Or the canteen probably, No, it's a school canteen.
But it was just so random and funny.
Did you guys compare notes after the classes, the girls and the guys?
Yes, we did.
And was it the same, or that teaching you two different things?
No. The girls was like this whole Amitabh Bachchan thing. Just say no. No means no. If a boy asks you out there, just tell no.
But what about you, Baru? How did it change for you later? Was it the same, your sex education?
Oh, education.
Let's rephrase. Sex education in your school.
In school.
Not your sex education.
There never was any sex education in my school.
Not even in Nigeria.
No. So I think
it was all juju.
It's only juju. That's how kids come, right? Wait, that didn't sound.
That does sound so gross. Anyway.
So I left Nigeria just before I hit puberty. So I think it was too early to learn about sex education then, because it'd be just so confusing. And when I came to India, and we were actually in the same school, me and Kumar, I don't remember them teaching us about sex education. I only remember a biology class where they showed
everyone has seen that diagram of
Oh yeah.
the flower.
the flower. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
No, I'm actually talking about the flower because that was on the first page. The flower's reproductive cycle system.
yeah, the
and then on the
pollen
second page was
the human
the
anatomy.
page that they always used to skip.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
they
in the
always used to skip that page.
in
In every school you talk to anyone who studied, they're like, yeah, that page is just skipped
In the
past.
copy of the book I got from school, it was glued together. You couldn't even access it.
I don't think it was glued.
But I mean, did they teach you about like condoms and stuff? Like how do you like?
No,
No?
none of
Because,
that.
I mean,
none of
I-
We are
grew
describing you. We are telling you what exactly happened in our schools. You're still asking us questions like that.
that. No, but again, I think what also happened was, so whenever that topic was up for discussion, so the teacher had to draw the diagram on the board. And then the hoots you could get from the kids.
Right.
Any teacher would be uncomfortable going beyond that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, condoms is step 2.
Yeah.
You need to know step 1 first of what to do with the condom.
I mean, because I remember we had like some sex experts come into our school to teach us about
You
all
didn't
this
study
stuff.
in India, did you?
No, I
Yeah.
studied in Singapore. So they had people come in and they said that you guys can write whatever question you want. And then, we will answer it for you. Like anonymously, we'll answer all these questions. So there were like these questions on how to put on a condom and things like that. And,
Good.
How old were the kids?
like I think it was like 9th or 10th standard.
That's
and,
old
and I think
13,
it's,
14.
Yeah.
and it was about like how many times is the max times I can masturbate in a day?
Oh, man.
Does it mean I'll have less kids when I'm older?
That's a legit question.
Yeah, that's a question which almost everyone has.
Yeah, it's
It was only answered in Singapore.
when you have it's the whole
In
scientific process that you go through to discover.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in Singapore
yeah.
they answer it for you.
Yeah, I mean,
Elsewhere you have to discover it yourself.
Yeah, what we know is that if two flowers meet, something may happen.
This is a family show.
So I mean, in a
Don't talk about flowers.
in a country like India where we wrote the Kama Sutra and we have a
wrote or one
population
guy
of
wrote?
1.3 billion people, why do you guys like? Isn't it kind of hypocritical that like there's so much against sexual like talk? Like if you like say sex anywhere, it's like oh my god, like
But
or
isn't
a
that-
woman having sex before marriage over here is like such a big
But
deal.
isn't that changing? No, I mean,
Is
I
it-
think
It
at
is
least-
changing, but what has happened was, so it used to be, pretty open. Even when you read the history books and everything, you go to the temples in Orissa. So all of that was
Khajuraho.
It's all out in the open. But then over a period of time, probably because of religion coming in or whatever,
Britishers.
or Britishers, yeah.
No, because from what I've been reading nowadays, like the Tinder profiles, it's pretty evident that sex is still taboo because everyone wants to have
Meaningful.
smart, meaningful conversation and no hookups, friendship only.
And everyone's looking for a
Friend.
not a
And
friend.
a sapio. The only sex they talk about is
sapiosexual.
sapiosexual.
I don't understand what a sapiosexual is, dude.
That is why.
And I came across a new term the other day. It's called narcissexual.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. Somebody used it in their profile. I'm just assuming they
Yeah, I think
work out a lot.
Oh my god! So I mean, how did you guys individually actually like how did you guys get all the information about like sex? Like how did you guys like self-teach?
There are two things, porn and mastram.
What is mastram?
Oh, Mastram is.
You don't know mastram?
No.
So,
Mastram is a hidden treasure. So
Mastram-
not very relevant to the kids these days because they have
Yeah, because
all
of
the
access,
internet.
But mastram is a guy who used to write books and comics.
Yeah, no, not comics. It's just storybooks.
Yeah, there were storybooks.
Like erotica.
Erotica
Ah.
in Hindi.
Oh wow.
Which is like you used to get it for $5. I remember at a bus stop.
Harold Robbins for Mass India.
My god.
Yeah.
And what about you, Baru? How did you learn about everything? Was it like friends or did you watch something
Yeah, I
or
mean,
read something?
The
you
fact-
talk about it, dude.
There's always when you're in a school, there's always someone who knows
Something
more than you.
more,
There's
yeah.
always someone.
There was one person in our school,
Who are you talking about?
Chaudhary.
Oh, acha.
But yeah, so there's always that, like you were saying, that one person who is the source.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And so at some point, I'm not sure, you obviously can't relate to this, but when we were growing up,
Why can't I?
when we were growing up, Symbian 3 came out, and along with it came Nokia 6600
yeah,
and
I know
Nokia Chatso
Yes.
6630 and all those phones with the newfound technology of
Vibrate.
No, not wait. What did you do with your mobile phone, Saru?
Dude, I didn't have a mobile phone.
I was talking about Bluetooth and MMS sharing on 3G.
I didn't have a mobile phone till 2007. But anyway,
shit, I still remember those grainy, what was the format?
3GP.
3GP, yes.
Yeah.
It's like
Dude,
10
it
second,
was not,
15
if
second
you're asking
clips.
for if it was like formal or not, nah, it was not. There was like, no one ever sat us down and spoke.
Yeah.
There's always
That's
one
not
guy.
a very Indian thing.
We didn't
But
have
would you guys do that for your kids? Like sit down and like explain them, you know?
I don't know.
I think with
given
the
that none of us
technology,
have
yeah.
kids,
No,
and
also with
how things pan out in 15, 20 years, we'll see.
15, 20 years.
I mean, you're not going to talk to your kid about sex at the age of 4 or 5, no?
Do you know
let
the
them-
technology which is out these days?
No.
You never know.
Yeah.
Kids have phones.
Yeah, and phones have internet.
Yeah, that's it.
actually if you have to talk about it, that's actually the pretty scary part of it. On the access to a lot
and
of
there is
stuff
no
on the
there is
phone.
no conversation around sex even right now in the country. Apart from I think Dr. Vatsa,
Yeah.
who's also
That legend.
So I mean, what's your
Gaurav
future?
looks so lost right now.
What's
Do you know
your-
who Dr. Vatsa is?
Yes, I know who Dr. Vatsa. She's the editor.
Yeah.
He's the editor of
Mumbai Mirror, yeah.
the Sexpert, right?
yes,
Yeah.
as the sexpert.
Yeah.
You make me proud, Gaurav.
Thank you. So, I mean, what is your vision in considering India and like sexual education?
So, I believe that the first step people should take is not wait for the 69th episode to start talking about sex. Just so that somebody, one of you guys has to be so happy. Guys, 69th episode is coming. Guys, let's talk about sex.
Finally! I've been waiting for 68 weeks to talk about it.
70th episode onwards, everyone's back and like, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, even right now the conversation around sex is more of a joke. So even if you have to talk about it, nobody's talking
very
about it
juvenile,
seriously.
yeah,
It's very juvenile. So that has to change.
Yeah, if you listen to the past 15 minutes of this podcast, you'll
Yeah,
realize
yeah.
Fair.
What we've given such good information on how it was, how
No, but
bad
again,
it
so
was.
this is how it's being received right now. Once we move towards a more serious conversation, it'll be good for everyone involved.
Yeah,
that
and
face
very
Kumar
true.
is making.
Very true.
It probably will have to start early-ish as well, given
Yeah.
the amount of access people have these days. And I don't know if your school teachers talking to you is the right way, but there has to be something in the schools which basically, you don't have to educate yourself on a lot of things, but you need to know a few
probably,
things, a few essential things.
to be safe.
Probably an AV mode where
Yeah,
the
exactly.
teacher is not involved, but
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, we went through the AV mode. It
but
was
not,
just a little
just not
misguided.
controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a big problem right now because there's so much information out there. If you don't guide them, people will end up with the wrong information. And then that might lead to...
let's talk about that. What sort of wrong information did you have?
I just had Mastram.
Was that all the right information in hindsight?
No, I remember there used to be, we used to smuggle those magazines and the stuff in school, like hidden amongst between the books. That is not the right way to learn about, something which is going to be so important for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't have a PowerPoint presentation, it's not the right way to learn about it.
Let's make a prezi.
It has to be some sort of presentation, and yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
I don't know.
And probably if you get someone...
Parents never talk to their kids
Parents
about,
will
at least
never.
Indian parents
That
would
is not
never.
going to happen,
So
but-
you can't expect that to change over.
No, but at least you get someone who, the kids relate to or, a role model sort of a person.
Yeah.
Probably
Right.
get Virat Kohli to do it.
Dude, yeah, that actually probably
he's
would be
doing
the
it.
most helpful thing. Virat Kohli talking to kids is probably
Sexual
the biggest marketing that can happen over sex education in India.
Yeah, because, what probably will end up happening is if the government tries to do something, they'll get Amitabh Bachchan to talk about it like everything
man.
else.
Oh,
Okay.
hi. आपको पता है मैं बांद्रा में था.
On that note.
Anyways, on that note, we're going to end the episode right here. If you guys have any views on the sexual taboo in India or how sexual education should be done in India, please write to us on our handles on Twitter, Facebook, and Facebook. We are IVM Podcasts on all three. You can use the hashtag IVM Daily. You can also check out Saru, Baru, and Kumar on Football Twaddle on IVM Podcasts app or wherever you get your podcast from. Until next time, guys. Bye.
There she stands, a podcast addict. Outside the bank, having traveled several miles to get in with other poor souls like her. The journey, though daunting for this youngling, will have some comfort because she has downloaded her favorite podcast. You can see more of her species on ivmpodcasts.com, your one-stop destination where you can check out the coolest Indian podcasts. Happy listening.